I'm Park Minchin from Feng Shui Television. Today, I'm here to tell you that the president should study Feng Shui. Why does the president have to go on a wild ride? Of course, the president has to. The president has to know this. This is what Feng Shui means in the Chinese dictionary. Feng Shui is a theory that connects people's auspicious and auspicious halves by looking at the land. What does it mean? That makes it or breaks it. The rise and fall of a country. How a country can be saved depends on the Feng Shui. That's why presidents need to know about Feng Shui. You need to know this to save the country and become a successful president. According to my research, 90% of the impact of bulbs saving the country has on Korea. 90% of human effort and 10% of human effort. Don't do it alone. But we need to use ways to distinguish luck. We've always said that the soup has to be the king. But in order for him to forgive, he needs to know what happens to the bulbs in order to have a full body. That's why we need to know about Feng Shui. If the president doesn't know about this, he can't save the country. In Korea, Google has been destroyed. It's been lost. The country is doomed. If the president finds out about this, he should just understand that it's not hard. Even if the president doesn't study, he should get someone like me to advise him on how to save the country. So the president who needs to study Feng Shui. We need to hurry. It's urgent. What's the most important thing for the country? We need to know how to revitalize the economy. Eastern philosophy has always said that it's unique. If you have wealth, you can buy color, fame, and NS. Eastern philosophy is very accurate. That's why it's called regeneration. As long as you have wealth, so the greatest wealth is Feng Shui. But I've already researched it. I was sure that our national income could be $300,000. That's what I need to know. If the president understands the principle, it's hard for him to do it on his own. It's very simple. This is how you do it. It's frustrating when the research isn't done yet. How can we save our country? But it's been studied. We know for sure now. Then you can do it. You just have to tell the people. Tell them and do it the right way. That's all. Also, the people have been practicing Feng Shui since ancient times. And even if we use Feng Shui all over the world, we're the only nation in the world. In other countries, the small influences of indoor Feng Shui have a 5% impact. But in Korea, the Feng Shui that affects the economy is the Feng Shui of our country. It's already been activated. We're trying to pass it down from the past. However, what Feng Shui means is that it's a way to utilize nature. I'm sure that the national income is worth $300,000. It's been proven historically. We had a hard time until 1960. Due to the 5,000-year gap in our history, we had a miserable life. It's because his bulbs broke in 1961, and in 40 years, after 40 years of Feng Shui, our country became $30,000 and became this big. This is the effect of Feng Shui. Then in 2003, The bulb was completely shattered and blew away. So it's very difficult now. This is the influence of Feng Shui. They perfectly illuminated it. That's why it works. Well, it would be great if we could convince our people. No one is against this. In Korea, it's frustrating when we don't know this. The distinction in how to save our country affects us 90. But if we don't know that, we can't save our country. We can't save our country. Because 90 of our luck is broken. And now we've figured it out. So it's very simple. It only works once. So the president needs to know Feng Shui. He needs to study it. He just needs to understand it. He's already done it. This is the God of heaven. It's 10:50. The fact that I disclosed this, you should be very grateful to me. The people of Korea should be grateful. I did some more research, and I realized that if Korea is successful, if Korea is ruined, the world will be ruined. So not only Korea, but the whole world should be grateful to me. That's a fact. There's no doubt about that. So please don't take what I'm about to say seriously. But I'm an expert in imperial That's not right. Everyone, our country, is suddenly going wrong. So what happens if you don't do this? If you don't do what I want you to do? If you go back before 1960? If you go back before 1960? If you go back to that time? That's what Feng Shui is. It's not a rich Feng Shui. That's how difficult it is in Korea. The fact that I know how to utilize nature with Feng Shui is the god of heavenly tiger. The god of heavenly tigers. No matter what anyone says. We need to tell this to the president as soon as possible. So the president will meet me. And I will explain how to save the country. And he will say, that's not hard. It won't cost much anyway, so I'll just do it. It gives me confidence. When I say this, I'm just telling you the conclusion. Specifically, it's scientifically sound. And I can tell you the numbers completely. It can make anyone understand. If we don't follow the path, that's open to us. It's not a given. If you didn't go, I made a path for you. But what will happen if you want to know the way? If you don't go because of that, what will happen if you go the other way? If you know about Feng Shui, it's the same whether it's a dark road or an octopus. It's because it's convenient. I know what I'm doing. It's very comfortable and nice. You can go there at night. This is Feng Shui. It's very clear. Now, Korea can live a good life. As long as it's not the president. Please give this to the president's office. The presidential office doesn't have a name. There used to be a blue house, but it doesn't have a name. They don't name their children. It's the same as when your kid got accepted, but he didn't have a name. Names are very important. And if the hero Jinji is already named after the dragon, then the living is blocked. So in any scene, any group, if it's a live person, it's stopped. It's 98 blocked. I did some research. And no one had a good name for it. That's why we need to make the president go over Yongsan. That's why we need to change his name. We need to change his name. What's the president's office? That's why we're so poor. When it comes to feng shui and philosophy, I'll take care of everything for the people. But the president needs to know how to save the country urgently. Please relay his message. Today's topic is that the president should study feng shui. Thank you.
우리의 신개념 스타트업은 풍수지리 명당 설명자 모집으로서 당신의 사업을 위한 렌탈 서비스 미래를 담은 식당, 서빙 로봇, 편리함을 제공하는 카드 대리점, 필요한 시점에서 도움을 주는 병원 자금, 안정적인 투자를 위한 부동산 대출 등 다양한 분야에서 풍수지리, 강의 등 한 번에 사업을 시작할 수 있는 기회를 제공합니다. 우리는 풍수지리 명당 설명자를 창출하며 다양한 사업을 이끌 분을 모십니다. 전화주세요. 010-2509-5583 또는 02-766-2749 전화주세요.
광고입니다. 네이버 카카오 지도에서 월드 부동산 중개 검색하고 길 안내 받으세요. 3호선 안국역 인근 월드 부동산은 오피스텔월드 1층 107호 주차장에 쓰며 서울시 종로구 율곡노육길 36, 운이동 65-1이고 월드 부동산 대표 공인중개사 박윤수, 연락처 01-0250-95583 또는 02-766-2749이고 등록번호 281-5900-7004입니다. 구독해주세요. 구독.